right? So in the last class we started discussing security part, right? Let me start my VM. So today we'll discuss about the what we can say, this one, yeah, server roles, guys. Okay, so in the last class we discussed what is authentication, what is authorization, how a Windows authentication will work, how a SQL Server authentication will work, right? So after that we also discussed how to create the logins, how to create various types of logins like SQL login, Windows login, group login, and what are the advantages of group logins and all, how to give access to a login on any database. So all these things we discussed in the last class, right? So today we'll discuss about the server roles. Generally we have a server roles, okay? So depends upon the uh, uh, duties of the particular developers or users. We are going to add the logins into the various server roles, guys. Server role means what? Generally you can mute it. If you don't have questions you can mute it, guys. Server role, okay, server role, right? So role means collection of permissions, okay. Role means collection of permissions, right? So here generally in the SQL server, what we are going to do is we have some default server roles that you will get along with the SQL server installation. When you install the SQL server, you will get those default server roles. Each role will have a set of permissions, guys. Sorry, each role will have a set of permissions. So once I added you into that role, you will get all the permissions, okay. Once I added you into that role, you will get all the permissions. So by default we have 8 fixed roles, server roles, 8 fixed server roles, okay. By default we have 8 fixed server roles in the SQL servers, guys. Don't confuse, we have server roles as well as database roles. I'll explain both. By default we have 8 fixed roles, okay. 8 fixed roles. I'll show you those roles and all. Let me connect to the server first. Let me open SSMS. Right, okay. So by default we have 8 fixed server roles, guys. Generally we don't use the server roles, okay. Out of 8 server roles, hardly will use 1 or 2 max, okay. We don't use it regularly. Out of this 8 server roles, we'll use 1 or 2 server roles, guys, regularly. So here, whenever, say for example, we have a different roles, right? I told you, let me show you as well. Once the SSMS is opened, I'll show you the roles, okay. So we'll have various types of server roles, guys, okay. DB creator is one server role. DB creator is one server role. So I told you a role is nothing but collection of permissions or set of permissions, okay. For example, this DB creator will have some fixed permissions, okay. These are called fixed server roles. Again I'm saying Fixed server roles. We have two types of server roles. One is fixed server role. Second one is customized server role. Okay. So fixed server roles means what? Fixed server roles means the permissions of that role is fixed, guys. The permissions of that role is fixed, means whatever permissions are there for this DB creator role, those permissions are fixed. You cannot add extra permissions, you cannot delete the existing permissions also. For example, I'm saying DB creator. What a DB creator will do generally, forget about it is a server role or different thing. What is the meaning of DB creator?
Who creates the databases?
Correct, right? So just it's a simple meaning. It has simple meaning that DB creator means who is going to create a database. Okay, so this DB creator will have some set of permissions, guys. A member of this role, I told you in the last class, group login. What is the advantage of group login, guys? What is the advantage of group login? So no need to create individual logins again, and no need to give individual permissions again and again, right? That's the main advantage, main feature of the group login, right? In case if someone joined into the DBA team, we'll simply add him into the existing group. If someone left the organization, we'll simply remove him from that particular group. Once we removed him from that particular group, he cannot access, he will lose the control across all the servers, right? This is what we discussed in the last class, right? For group logins, the same way your server roles also will work. Okay, server roles will have set of permissions. Each server role will have different permissions. If I added you into that particular role, then you will get all those permissions. Okay, if I added you into that particular role, you will get all the permissions, guys. So let me show you server roles. Where I can see the server roles, you have to go to the security. Okay, so inside the security you can see server roles. Okay, server roles you can see, right? You can see these are all 8 server roles. 1 2 3 4 plus 1 1 2 3 4, total 8 server roles will be there. So I want to see, sir, what permissions are there for bulk admin, what permissions are there for DB creator, what permissions are there for disk admin, process admin. Public, generally it's not a fixed server role, it's a default server role. Okay, so by default, any login is member of a public server role, guys. Okay, if you want to see here, if you go to any of the login, okay, any login, you can just open any login, Ramesh login. So go to the server roles where I can see, if you double click on the login, if you go to the server roles, there you can see. See, whenever you create a login, even though you are not adding him into this role, automatically he will be added to the public server role, and I cannot even uncheck this public server role. Okay, this is the default role that every login will get when you create the login. By default, every login will be added to the public server role, but public server role doesn't have any permissions. Okay, if you are trying to uncheck, I'm trying to uncheck this one to remove the permissions, but still it is not allowing me. Other roles you can select it and you can unselect it. That means you can add it, you can remove from the group, but public you can select, you cannot select it. Actually that particular login will get it default by default, and you cannot remove him from the public server role. Public server role doesn't have any permissions, guys. So in this way you can see bulk admin will have set of permissions, DB creator will have set of permissions, process admin, disk admin will have set of permissions, process admin, like each role will have set of permissions. If I added you into this role, if I added you into this bulk admin role, whatever permissions are there for bulk admin, that person will get all those permissions. If I removed you from that role, whatever permissions are there for this bulk admin, all those permissions are going to be removed from that particular login. So how to see what permissions are there for this role? Okay, for that there is a query, guys. You can open a query window and you can check it. So the query is sp underscore srv role permission, and you have to type the server role. Okay, sp underscore srv role permission. Okay, so you can see the color of this particular text is changed, guys. Okay, so it was in brown color, I don't know how many of you are able to see, Okay, I want to see the permissions of this role, right? Let me drag and drop this role. Okay, now if you execute it, now you can see there are two permissions. How many records are there? Two records, means two permissions are there for this bulk admin role. What are those permissions? Remember this one. This is very important. Add member to bulk admin. This is the default permissions for all the roles. This permission is there for bulk admin. The same permission is there for DB creator, disk admin, process admin, security admin, server admin, setup admin, sysadmin. Guys, out of these 8 server roles, we'll regularly use sysadmin role. That's it. We don't use other roles. Again, I'm saying we don't use these roles. 99% we don't use these roles. Okay. Why? Because the permissions are fixed. Okay. So DB creator, if you want to give DB creator permissions to anyone, you can directly give DB creator permission. If you added him into this DB creator role, apart from DB creator, he will also get another extra permissions also. That's why we don't use these server roles regularly. Hardly if anyone is asking, hey, I need sysadmin permissions on SQL server, then we'll simply create a login. We'll double click on the login. We'll go to the server role space. We'll select sysadmin so that he can perform anything in the SQL server. Sysadmin is the highest privileged account, guys. Sysadmin can do, or a member of sysadmin can do whatever he want in the whole SQL server. Whatever he want, he can create the database, he can delete the database, he can shut down the SQL server. Whatever he want, he can do it. Okay, member of sysadmin. Again, we'll explain about the sysadmin, guys. Nothing to worry. Just a minute. Right. Right. Fine. Okay. So let me go to the server. Fine. Okay, so if you see here, I can see two permissions. What he can do, what a member of bulk admin, it's a group, guys. It's a group. Imagine this is a group. Okay. So in this group, we have two permissions. These two permissions are grouped together. Okay. The name of the group is bulk admin. If I added you into this bulk admin group, you will get all the two permissions. Okay, instead of giving two permissions separately, if I added you into this group, you will get all these permissions. Or how many permissions are there? Two permissions. So what first permission will do? Add member to a bulk admin means imagine we have, okay, Ambarish and we have Pasha. Okay, imagine we have Ambarish and we have Pasha in the class. Okay, imagine I just added Ambarish to this role. Okay, I just added Ambarish to this role. What Ambarish can do, Ambarish, he can enjoy these two permissions. Again, as per this permission, he can add another member to this role. Means if you are a member of bulk admin, you can add another login to this particular role. This is the default permission for all the roles. You can find this permission in all the roles, guys. Means if I added Ambarish into this bulk admin role, he can add Pasha to this again bulk admin role. Pasha can add other person to the bulk admin role. Once you are a member of this role, you will get these two permissions. What is the meaning of this permission? Add member to bulk admin means if you are a member of bulk admin, he can add another member to the particular bulk admin role. That is the meaning of this. Okay. Apart from that, what he can do, a member of bulk admin can do bulk insert operations. Okay. If I want to give bulk insert operations to anyone, either I can give it directly or I can add him into the bulk inserts. It depends upon the duties and responsibilities. In the organization, in the team, not everyone will do everything, guys. Okay. It depends upon their activities, depends upon their responsibilities. Okay, a fresher will have set up what we can say a work. A 1 year experienced guy will have a separate work. A 2 years experienced guy will have a separate work. Not everyone can do everything. Okay, in the organization, so it depends upon their work, we have to give the permissions and all. Okay, so bulk insert means inserting the data. Okay, bulk data, inserting the bulk data like millions and millions of records if you are planning to insert. So you can see, for example, your duty is to insert the data. Imagine your duty is to insert the data. So if I added you into this bulk admin role, then you can insert the data. Otherwise, other than this bulk admin role, there is one more person who can do the bulk inserts. Who is that? Can you tell me? Other than this
System
bulk
admin.
admin. Very good. Sysadmin. Sysadmin can do everything, guys. Sysadmin can do everything. But for bulk admin, I cannot give you sysadmin permissions, right? Other than this particular bulk admin, we have one more role which is sysadmin can do everything. So if I gave you sysadmin role, definitely knowingly or unknowingly you might shut down the SQL server or you might delete some objects. So that's why I'm restricting you to, hey, you are stick to this bulk admin, bulk insert operation, so that you can only do these bulk inserts. You cannot do any extra things. Okay, so like that, restricting the user. Okay, so for what we can say, for completing his day-to-day activities and all. Okay, so if you are a member of bulk admin, you can add another member to this bulk admin role and you can do bulk insert operations also. Okay, right. So let's go with the second role, which is DB creator, guys. And if you see here, you can see multiple permissions for DB creator. And I told you, right, this is the default permission. Add member to DB creator. If I added Ambarish to this particular DB creator role, Ambarish can add anyone. Ambarish can add anyone into this particular DB creator role. Apart from this, what Ambarish can do, Ambarish can alter the database, he can create the database, he can drop the database, he can restore the database, he can restore the log file of the database. So he can do all these things, guys, restoration wise. If you are a member of this particular role, if anyone is member of the particular role, he can add another member to this role, first thing. Second thing, he can alter the database. Altering means if any changes are there, I want to rename the database, you can use alter query. I want to move the files from one location to another location, you can use alter query. Okay, so altering means changing the database state. Okay, so create, you want to create a database. If you are a member of this particular role, what is the role? DB creator role. You can create the new database also. Okay, and see, generally those who can create, they will have rights to destroy also. So Ambarish can create the database, Ambarish can drop the database also. Ambarish can drop the database also. He can extend the database, he can restore. Restoring is also kind of creating a database. So Ambarish can restore the database and he can restore the log file, guys. Okay, just for the example, I'll show you this demo, guys, just for the example. Okay, I cannot show you all the permissions. Why? Because first of all, we don't use all these roles in the organization. Just for the example how it will work, let me show you. So we have a Windows login, right? Let me log in as a Windows login or SQL login. Anything is fine. Let me log in as a Ramesh. Okay, let me log in as Ramesh. So Ramesh, SQL Server authentication. 1, 2, 3. No, not 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Okay. So Ramesh doesn't have any permissions, guys. Okay. If you see here, if you go to Ramesh login, server roles, no, I'm sorry, logins, Ramesh login. If you go to server role space, you can see Ramesh is not part of the any role, right? Correct, guys? Ramesh is not part of the any role. So now let's try to create a database. Okay, let's Ramesh will what we'll do. This is a Ramesh connection, right? Let him try to create a database, guys. So how can he create the database? Very simple. Right click, new database, and then okay. So database name. What is the database name? Sales is there. Paytm is there. Azure is also there. Mm, Cred. Okay, let me go with Cred. Okay, so click OK. So whenever you're trying to create a database, you will get an error. What is the error you are getting, guys? Create database permission denied in database master means Ramesh doesn't have create database permissions. Okay, and if Ramesh is trying to delete any of the database, he cannot delete. Why? Because Ramesh cannot delete the database. You don't have permissions to delete the database. Okay, you can see the error here. Click on this delete backup history. The execute permission was denied on the object sp delete database backup history database msdb. So it is saying you don't have enough permissions to create or to delete the database. Now let me add Ramesh to the DB creator role. Let's try again whether he can create the database or delete the database or not. Ramesh, double click on it. If I want to add any login into the any role, double click on the login, go to server roles, just click on this DB creator role and click OK. Now Ramesh can do all these things, guys. Whatever permissions are there. Now immediately Ramesh got all these 8 permissions. Ramesh can add another login to this particular role into this role only, not other roles. Ramesh can alter any database, he can create a database, he can drop any database, he can restore the database, he can restore the log. Now let's try again. Okay, last time you are unable to create a new database, right? New database. It's for demo, guys. Okay, as a DBA, our responsibility is to add any login into any role, just to make sure that this is how it will work. That's why I'm showing. Generally people will have a confuse, sir, after giving permissions again I need to create the database. Why you will create the database? You are giving permissions to Ramesh. Ramesh will do his activities, his duties and all. Your work is to give the permissions to Ramesh. Your work is to add him into any of the server role, depends upon his permissions. Sir, which role I have to add? Ramesh will raise a request. I need this role. I need that role. Then based on that, you have to give access to Ramesh. You have to add him into the other particular roles and all. So if Ramesh raised a request, hey, Ambarish, I need sysadmin permissions. Can I give access to Ramesh? Can I add Ramesh into the sysadmin role directly? If Ramesh raised a request, hey, I need sysadmin permissions. Can I add him
No,
into the sysadmin, right?
no.
So here, guys, permissions are very important, very important. Okay, so you should be very careful while giving the permissions. Any permission, read or write or anything. If customer is coming to us or he raised a request, hey, can you please give me read access on this table, write access on this database? You cannot give it first. Okay, ask them. I need approvals from your manager. Okay, I need approvals. What is the need of sysadmin role to you? What is your duties and responsibilities? Okay, I need an approval email from the manager. Raise a ticket, add that particular approval email in the ticket so that I'll verify, our team will verify, and then we are going to provide you the access. So you should be very careful, guys, if someone comes to you or if someone raised a request. Okay, can you give me this permission, this role, that role? Okay, first thing you have to check is whether you have a ticket or not. Second thing is you have to check is whether you have enough approvals are there or not. If there are no enough approvals are not there, you can ask them, sorry, I cannot work on this ticket. Please make sure that this this ticket has been approved or not. So once they approved, then only you can give access, guys. Some people, what they will do, they will ask the manager, hey, I need read permissions on this database, and then in the ticket they will ask 4 5 databases. In the approval mail they will ask for only one database. In the ticket they will include 4 5 databases or 4 5 tables. Okay, please, again, whatever they got approval for, that only you have to give permissions. If they mentioned one database in the approval mail, you have to give access to only one database. You cannot give access to other databases. If you ask read permissions in the ticket, you have to give read permissions only. Again, if he is asking I need write permissions also, again he need approval. Again, a DBA team need approvals. Okay, guys. So before giving permissions, two things are very important. One is make sure you have a proper ticket. Second thing is make sure that ticket is having enough approvals or not. Then only you can proceed for giving access and all, right? Database name, last time we tried creating CRED, right? So let's see whether now he is able to create the database or not. What it is saying, the database of 21 MB. Okay, it is saying the file size should be 21 MB and 8 MB, I guess, as per the, what is that, model database. Okay, let me check. In the error, it clearly shows, guys. Okay, sir, how you gave 21 and 8 MB? In the error, it clearly shows that your data file should have 21 MB and log file should have 8 MB. Otherwise, if you have any issues, go to the model database, check the model database data file size and log file size. You will get a clarity. Okay. I don't know how we got 5 MB, 1 MB. So generally you have to see like this. Okay, you can see at least data file size should be 21 MB. Then it will allow you to create the database. Right. As we changed the model database properties. Okay. Again, that is a different discussion. So now the thing is whether Ramesh is able to create the database or not. Earlier, Ramesh doesn't have permissions to create the database. Now Ramesh is able to create the database. Okay, let's check whether he is able to delete the database or not. I'll try to delete some other database other than cred. He created cred, right? Let me delete other database. Let me check whether he is able to delete the database or not. Okay, click OK. Right, what it is saying, execute permission. Okay, it's saying you don't have permissions. Let's delete his own database. Okay, cred he just created, right? Let's try to delete this database. Close applications, and what it is saying, delete backup history. What happened? Execute permission denied on the object. Why? It should drop, right? Let me write a query. And this is Ramesh session, right? Let me open a new query for Ramesh. This is Ramesh session. Make sure, guys, Ramesh is having only limited permissions. Okay. Drop database. Database name is cred. Okay. Let me try like this. Execute. Yes. Okay. Sometimes GUI won't work. Okay. Now you can see cred database is deleted. Let me delete sales also. Sales. Yes, he can delete any of the databases, guys. It's not like whatever database he created, he can only delete that database, not like that. Okay. So you can see here databases, right? Let me refresh, then you can see, you cannot see cred and sales database. Okay. So it's not like Ramesh, actually Ramesh is created only that particular cred database, but he is able to delete all the databases, guys. He is able to delete all the databases. So by default, Ramesh will get this drop permissions and all. Yes.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, how to check who deleted the table and database in organization? If
Sorry.
someone's how to check who deleted and tables and
Now
databases?
that's not easy task. Okay, for that you have to enable some extra permissions and all. For that there are some what we can say namespaces. Using that namespaces you can find, or some custom scripts will be there. Using custom
Yes.
scripts, you can find it out who deleted the database or who created the objects. Everything you can see using that custom scripts. Okay, it's not like a setting, right click, go to this particular setting and
No.
you can see. You cannot find that option directly.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any questions, guys? This is how, okay, a DB creator will work. So like that we have different roles, guys. You can just go through these roles. Let me go to the other roles as well, server roles. So disk admin generally he is responsible for creating this backup disks and all, not backups, backup disks. Disk means a separate storage. So these are the permissions for the disk admin role. He can add another member to this particular disk admin role. Disk initialization he can do, SP dump device, default device. So we don't use this role at all. So it's related to the devices, guys, OS level devices. So let me go to this process admin. So process admin, what is meant by a process, guys? You can see there are two permissions. Okay, there are two permissions. One is, anyhow you know, right, he can add member to this particular process admin role. Other than that, he can kill. What is this kill and all, what it will do, okay, we'll discuss. So process means, just now someone asked, sir, I want to see whatever queries are I want to see whoever deleted any objects and all, I want to see. So that is not possible, but you can see what others are running in the SQL servers. Okay, if 10 members or 100 members are connected to this SQL server, what they are doing, we can see. Okay, what queries they are running, we can see. We can monitor them. We can monitor each and every one's session. This is called one session, guys. One session or one process. You can call this as one session or one process. 54, one process. SPID, session process ID. Okay, so you can see this is a one session. This every session will have one ID that is called SPID. Okay, you can see 54, 53 and all. Using this 53, 54, I can see what this 54 means Ramesh session, right? You can see Ramesh is connected. I can see what Ramesh is doing. If you open with other names, you can see, let me check with other logins whether we have other logins or not. Ramesh, only one login is there. Suresh is also there, but for that you have to open one more management studio. Okay, so what I can do, let me create one more new login for Suresh. Okay, simple login, SQL Server authentication, Suresh. I'm going to give a simple password 123 123. If you are giving a simple password, you have to uncheck this one. Okay, I'm not giving any permissions and all, just creating a simple login. Right, now let me connect as Suresh. 123 password, right? So this is Suresh connection. You can see here. Again, if you open a new query from Suresh, you can see Suresh name. Okay, so a DBA can see these permissions, guys. A DBA can see other sessions also. A DBA can see other sessions also. Okay, right? Fine. You can see here, Suresh one session I can see, Ramesh one session I can see. What they are running I can see, guys. I can monitor, but not like this. Why? Because as an admin I just opened the session, right? I can see Suresh what he is running and all, but it's not a correct way. So there is an option, guys. There are some queries, there are some stored procedures. Using some stored procedures you can find out easily what other guys are running. Okay, if anyone is trying to run one query or one script, they have to open one session. Okay, or if anyone is doing anything, either like using GUI also. Okay, if they are doing something like they are taking backup. Okay, they are simply selected this particular database and they want to take the backup. So whenever they selected this database and they just selected these tasks and they just initiated the backup, then immediately under his name, okay, Suresh is running backup query. So like that you can see what he's running, even though you are using a GUI option or query option. If Suresh is straight away he just fired a backup query, I can see, okay, what Suresh is running. Everything I can see using this session process ID, guys. That is called the session ID. Generally we'll call it session ID. So where I can see all these sessions, there is a query called sp underscore who2. Okay, sp underscore who2, this is one query. Or there is one more select query, guys, select star from sys.sys processes also. If you run this, you can see all these sessions, guys. How many sessions are there currently in my SQL Server? How many sessions are there?
55.
55 records, means 55 sessions are there. Okay, and guys, 1 to 50 sessions are background sessions. Up to 50, you cannot see 50, right? But up to 50 are background sessions, means SQL Server related background sessions will run up to 50. This is the first column, SPID. Okay, you can see, right? This 57, this 54, this 53, everything you can see here. See here, 53. Who is running 53, guys? Login. You can just expand the login. Administrator is running 53. Okay, who is running 54? Ramesh, right? You can see here, Ramesh is running 54. Who is running 57? You can see here, Suresh is running 57, 59, 60, 61. Sorry, 50. Ramesh is running 59, 60, 61. So in the background lot of other sessions are also running on behalf of Suresh, guys. Okay, if you see here, up to 50 sessions are background sessions, guys. You cannot kill background sessions. Those are the default sessions. Okay, those sessions should up and running to run your SQL Server, guys. From 51 onwards user sessions will start. From 51 onwards user sessions will start, guys. Okay, so every session you can see what is the state of this session. This state can be sleeping state, this state can be running state, this state can be runnable state, this state can be suspended state, this state can be background state. Okay, this state can be some other states. Okay, these are like running, suspended, runnable. Okay, you can see here runnable state and suspended state, and like this we have 4 or 5 states are there. So either of the state you can see, guys. Okay, say either sleeping or running or runnable or suspended. Okay, either of the state you can see here. If it is running currently, okay, you can see the state is running. Say for example, Ramesh is running one backup query. It might take 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So till that time, till the backup is going to end, here it's showing as running. Okay, so like this you can see, and what host name he is using to connect, the same host name he is using to connect. Okay, this is how he connected. And this column is blockings, guys. I'll tell you what is this blocking and all, and to which database he connected, and what on what database he is running the queries. You can see on what database he is connected, and he is running the queries, and what queries he is running, you can see here, guys. Okay, how much CPU time, how much disk IO it is taking, everything you can see here. So using which application he connected, this is also very important. Sometimes you can see management studio here, means using management studio Ramesh connected. I'm sorry, like that, using management studio Suresh connected, like that you can see here, guys. The application names you can see here, program name means application name, how Ramesh is connected, how Suresh is connected, you can see here. Sometimes you can see application names also. SSMS is also one application. So both are connected using management studio query window, right? So that's why you can see management studio query window. So again, it is a SPID. So you can list out all the processes using sp underscore who to, or select star from sys.sys processes. Sys.sys processes. Okay, so either you can use this select query, or you can use stored procedure, sp stored procedure, guys. You can see, again you can see the same sessions and all, the same output. You will get some extra columns, that's it. Okay, the same output, almost same output, but you will get some extra columns and all. Okay, this is how you can see all the running sessions in the SQL Server, guys. If anyone is running anything, you want to monitor it, either you can use this method, or there are some custom method. I want to see, sir, I want to see what exactly Ramesh is running, I want to see the whole query. Then there is a command, guys, dbcc input buffer. You have to give the session id and all. So that is a different thing, but at least you want to see what Ramesh is running, either select query or insert query or update query. So just by using this sp who to, you will get a basic idea what he is running under this command column. Okay, under this command column is there, right? Under this command column you can see insert or update or delete whatever he is running, whatever other logins are running, you can easily check using this particular sp underscore hoot, guys. I'm just explaining about sp underscore hoot. I'm not explaining about process admin. So while explaining process admin, you should know what is a process, right? So that's why I'm just explaining all the processes, how to check the processes and all, right? Now you found that Suresh query is creating some problems. Suresh query is creating some problems. Now you want to kill Suresh session. This is session ID, right? SPID. Now you want to kill Suresh session. So how to kill it? For that you should have permissions, kill permissions. Okay. What is the command? Kill. Which session I want to kill? I want to kill 60 session. Suresh session. Session ID you have to give just 60. If you want to kill 61, you have to give 61, kill 61. So if you use it, the session will be killed, guys, and there is no active process. It's already killed. The output is like last time we ran that query, right? So that is the old output. So when you run it again, you don't see any 60 session ID. You want to kill 61 session ID, simply you will select it 61, and you will particularly run this query, and you can see command completed successfully. You can kill the sessions like this. Okay, if you want to kill anyone's session, you have to use kill query, guys. If you want to kill others session, you have to use kill query. So a member of process admin will get two permissions. One is he can add another logins into this particular role, and he can also kill others sessions also, right? So now if I added Ramesh into this particular process admin role, Ramesh can add Suresh or any other login into this role, and Ramesh can also kill the other sessions. Is it clear, guys? How to add Ramesh into this particular process admin role? Can you help me, guys? I want to add Ramesh into this process admin role. How can I do that? I want to add Ramesh into this process admin role. How to do that? Double click on Ramesh. Where?
In the administrator In the security logins.
In the security logins, okay. Security logins, okay.
Ramesh,
Double click
right?
on Ramesh. Hmm. Next, server
Server.
roles. Next, Ramesh. So Ramesh is already having DB creator role. So can I add him into any other role?
Yes.
Can I add, right? Yes, a person, a login can be a member of multiple roles at a time. No issues. Okay. So let me add process admin. Okay, done. That's it, huh?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let me click OK. What it is
This
saying?
activity should be done from administrator, right?
Hmm. What it is saying? Cannot alter the server role because it doesn't exist or you do not have permissions means what you are saying. Ramesh itself is making himself as a process admin. How it is possible? Can I make myself as a sysadmin? Then where is the
No, sir.
security? Right? Others, those who are having permissions, has to give access to Ramesh, right? This is Ramesh connection. Ramesh cannot make himself as a process admin. That's why Ramesh cannot see other logins. Okay, he doesn't have proper permissions to see other logins also. So how to do now? Go to the administrator connection. This is administrator connection. Go to security. Okay, and where is that server roles? Yeah, this is the server role, and where is the login? Ramesh. Double click on the Ramesh and go to the server role. Now process admin, and now click OK, and now he is a member of process admin. Now Ramesh can kill others sessions also. Generally we don't give this single role. Why? Because no one is going to perform only killing other sessions and all. Just we have a option, we can give it, but generally we don't give this role to anyone. Okay, why? Because he has to perform some other activities also. So we are not going to give only process admin to him, so we'll give some other permissions and all. So generally this is how we can add any login into that particular role, guys. Okay, the process is same for all the logins, all types of logins also. Even for Windows login we'll give like that only. Even for SQL logins also we'll give like that only. And permissions wise there is no difference between Windows login and SQL login. Again, for Windows login also, if you want to add him into any other role, you can simply double click on the particular login and you can click OK. Okay, you can double click on the particular login, you can go to server roles and you can select the role and you can click OK. This is how you have to add any login into that particular role, guys. Okay, fine. Any questions, any doubts till now? Any questions, guys? No questions? Right, then I have a question. Okay.
Ishanmukh, one question.
Yes, please.
So now you gave some DB creator permission to Ramesh, right? So he has the uh, authority to add another person in the same
Correct.
DB creator. What if they misuse that?
There is no chance. Okay, if they want to misuse, they can misuse it. That's why I told you, if you don't like it, you cannot delete these permissions. Okay, you cannot delete it. Generally we don't use server roles. That's why we don't prefer server roles. We'll give sysadmin. Sysadmin can do anything, right? Sysadmin can also give access to other sysadmins also, but 99% is okay. If I added any login into the any particular role, definitely he can add other logins into that particular role also. And second thing is, in the organization, okay, we will have audits. Okay, audits. So regularly, either every 6 months or 1 year, audits will be like happening and all. So there we are going to check it, like in case if anyone like Ramesh misused that role and he added another login to this particular role, in the auditings we can find it easily using the custom scripts and all. Then we'll ask Ramesh, why without ticket, why you gave permissions to him? Okay, so generally people don't do that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, fine. Any other questions? Right. So now you know the process admin, right? What process admin will do, guys, in a single line, what process admin will do generally? It will kill others processes, right? Now Ramesh is a sysadmin. Imagine Ramesh is a sysadmin. Suresh is a process admin. Ramesh is a sysadmin. Suresh is a process admin. Okay, just a minute, guys. 1 minute. Right. Okay. So now my question is, Ramesh is a sysadmin, guys. Okay, imagine Ramesh is a sysadmin and Suresh is a process admin, right? So if Suresh is a process admin, Suresh can see all other sessions, right? Right, guys? Suresh can see all other sessions. So my question is, Ramesh is a sysadmin, Suresh is a process admin. Ramesh opened one session like this, okay, like this. Ramesh opened one session, 54 session. Suresh, okay, you can see here, this is Suresh session. Now Suresh can kill Ramesh session or not. Suresh is a process admin, Ramesh is a sysadmin. A process admin can kill sysadmin session or not? This is my question. How many of you say yes or no? Yes means a process admin can kill sysadmin. No means a process admin cannot kill sysadmin.
No, sir.
I need answers in the chat, guys. I hope you got my question, right, everyone? So a process admin can kill sysadmin session or not? That is my question. Right. I got 11 answers. Okay, let's check. And Muthu says yes, he can kill. Yes, yes. Chandrasekhar Chinna, Subbanna, yes. Sharwani, yes. Subbarao, no. Srikanth, yes. Ambarish, yes. Mansa, no. Babar Pasha, no. Morris, yes. Okay. Sairam, no. That's fine, guys. Okay. So I'll give you an assignment. I don't tell you the answer. You can try now also if your servers are up and running. Okay. So just try it. Create two logins. One should be okay, guys. Don't practice the security with your regular login, sysadmin login. Make sure you have a proper sysadmin login. By mistake, if you delete this sysadmin login, it's difficult to log into the SQL Server again. Okay, fine. So what you can do is try creating other two logins. Make Ramesh as a sysadmin, and you know how to make him as sysadmin. Go to server role, select sysadmin role, cancel, and make Suresh as a process admin. Double click on Suresh and go to server role, select process admin. Okay, and cancel. Open a session. Open a session from Ramesh. Simply you have to create one. You have to connect to the SQL Server using Ramesh, and you have to connect to the SQL Server using Suresh. That's it. Okay, and try to kill that Ramesh sessions in the Suresh query window. In the Suresh query window, simply this is the Ramesh session, right? Ramesh session is 54, right? Kill 54. Okay, Ramesh session ID is 54, right? So from Suresh session ID, try to execute this query and check whether he is able to kill or not. Is it clear, guys? Yes. Everyone, just check it and let me know the answer by today evening, guys. Okay, fine. Right. Right. The next role is, let's go with the next role. So I guess next role is public server role. Let me show you what permissions are there for public server role, guys. Okay, public, just drag and drop. I told you, right? So public is a not a known fixed server role. You will get an error like it's not a known fixed server role. So all other 8 roles are fixed server roles, but public generally doesn't have any permissions, guys. Okay, I'll show you that as well. After that we'll discuss other 4 roles. So you can see here public role, right? So just drag and drop this public role here and just check what permissions are there for public role. And you see here, yeah, public is not a known fixed role. Okay, so you don't get any permissions of public role, guys. So nothing is there to discuss. By default, any login, when you create any login, by default is a member of public server roles. All the logins are by default members of public server roles, guys. Public server role. Next is security admin. So what a security admin will do, so here a security admin do all these things, guys. Simply I'll tell you, forget about all these roles. And guys, Please, no need to remember all these roles, sir. In the interview, they will ask you what this guy will do, what that guy will do. No, no one will ask you. It's very difficult to remember all these roles. Even not only for you guys. Even we'll also face difficulties in remembering all these roles, guys. It's very difficult to remember all the permissions. Okay, at least main permissions, if you remember, that is enough. Okay, but no one will ask you. So security admin generally deals with the logins, guys. Security admin generally deals with the logins. Means a member of security admin can create new logins, can delete the existing logins, can reset the passwords of the existing logins, can rename the logins. Okay, he can do all these things. Main things, a member of security admin can see other logins, he can delete the existing logins, he can reset the passwords of the existing logins, he can rename the logins. So all these things a security admin can do, guys. Okay, so here if you see here, Ramesh and Suresh cannot see other logins, right? Ramesh cannot see other logins and Suresh also cannot see other logins. Why like that? Ramesh can see only Ramesh and SA login. Suresh can see what? Suresh can see, guys. What login Suresh can see? What login Suresh can see?
His own login.
His own
No.
login and SA. Okay, he can see his own login and SA. He cannot see other logins, SA and Suresh. Okay, Ramesh can see Ramesh and SA. So like that. So we have total how many logins are there, guys? Total almost 10 or 12 logins are there, but all these logins cannot see. Okay, by Ramesh and Suresh. Why? Because Ramesh and Suresh doesn't have proper permissions. If Ramesh wants to see or Suresh wants to see, we have to add him into the particular role, guys. Double click on Ramesh, go to server roles, add him into the security admin, uncheck other roles, guys. You can keep checking that roles, no issues, but if you while practicing one role, make sure you uncheck the other role. Why? Because you don't know what is the what is the main theme of that role, you don't know, right? So that's why until you are clear, don't practice 2 3 roles at a time. So you might confuse with which role it is affecting and all. You can have the permissions multiple roles at a time. Okay, login can be a part of multiple roles at a time, no issues. But while practicing, okay, just please practice with that particular role only, so that you will get better clarity. Click OK. Now let me go to this Ramesh session. Just refresh it and let me go to the security. Earlier Ramesh can see his login and SA login, right? Now Ramesh can see his login, SA login and all other logins also. Suresh doesn't have permissions, right? We haven't added Suresh to security admin. So Suresh cannot see other logins. He can see only his login and SA login, guys. So if you want to see others logins, if you want to create a new login, if you want to delete a new existing login, if you want to reset the password, how to reset the password, guys? Can you help me? I want to reset the password. How to reset the password of Windows login? How to reset the password of SQL login? Can you guys help me?
We need to go to that login and then properties.
Okay, double click on the
Yeah.
login and properties. Okay, let me go to this Suresh, right? This is Ramesh session. Let me go to Suresh. So general, in the general page itself, you can see password. Whatever password you want to change it. 123. Earlier I gave 123 login for Suresh. Now I am giving 1234. Okay, 1234. Okay, this I am doing from Ramesh session, guys. If you see here, this is Ramesh session, and I just open Suresh login, and I am trying to reset the password of Suresh. I can do that. Why? Because Ramesh is a member of security admin. Okay, so this is how you can reset the passwords, guys. This is how you can reset the passwords. Simply double click on the login. You will get general page. In the general page itself, whatever password you want to give, make sure you are giving a strong password. If you are not giving strong password, okay, generally we don't encourage unchecking this and all. You should be in a very secured like what we can say, the login should be very secured. So that's why we don't uncheck this in the organization. Just for the practice purpose, I am unchecking it. Okay, and in this way we can reset the password and you can click OK. So like this you can reset the password. So Ramesh can reset the passwords of other logins also. Right, fine. So now again I have second question, guys. What is the second question? So now Ramesh is a security admin, right? Ramesh is a security admin. My question is, generally Ramesh can create new logins, Ramesh can delete the existing logins. So I have two questions now. One is Ramesh can delete the sysadmin login or not. Ramesh is a security admin. Whether he can delete sysadmin login or not. That is one question. Second question, Ramesh can reset the password of sysadmin login or not. Ramesh is a security admin, guys. Security admin. Ramesh is a security admin. Another guy might be a sysadmin is there. Now Ramesh can delete the other login or not, and Ramesh can reset the password of other sysadmin login or not. This is my question. So there are three questions, guys, total. So one is a process admin can kill sysadmin session or not. Second one is a security admin can delete the sysadmin login or not. Third one is a security admin can reset the password of sysadmin login or not. These are the three questions. You can tell me the answers in the evening session, guys. Okay, fine. What you can do now, take a break for 15 minutes. We'll be back and we'll discuss about other roles, other server roles, pending server roles, and I'll show you how to create a customized server role, and then we'll start discussing database roles also. Okay, take a break for 15 minutes, guys, and come back. We'll discuss other things.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
please.
sir. Sir, I'm not able to access my RDP, means VirtualBox through RDP right now.
1 minute. What's your name?
Shailendra.
Shailendra. So what error you are getting, guys? Others can take break, guys. Okay.
Yeah, sir. Whenever I'm trying to log in via RDP, so
What is your Windows Server version?
Windows Server 2012 R2,
Windows laptop version?
Windows Laptop 11
11, which version it is? 11 Pro, 11 Home.
Home.
Home doesn't support. Okay, 11 Home doesn't support the RDP.
No, sir. Actually,
Yes, tell me,
sir,
Shailendra.
can I share my screen?
First thing, Windows 11 doesn't support the RDP. Okay, this is clear.
Sir, VirtualBox.
That's
VirtualBox
what I'm
is
saying. See, you are trying to connect to the server from your local laptop, right? That's
yes.
what RDP is generally. Okay, so as your local laptop OS is Windows 10, Windows 11, okay, RDP won't support. Generally, RDP will be support in Windows 10 Pro. If you are having Windows 10 Pro, then you can use RDP. Sometimes Windows 11 Pro also will work, but there is no guarantee for Windows 11 Pro. But Windows 10 Pro, your OS should have Windows 10 Pro OS. Then only it will support RDP. Okay, otherwise you cannot do RDP to the machine. Got the point?
Sir, actually means I opened VirtualBox. Okay, over there means I have a Windows Server 2012 R2, and over there we are getting we can setting the remote setting. From there, I want to uh, log in via RDP in my local system. Before before a day, I was working and I was able to log in on that thing.
Okay, earlier it was
But today
working.
I'm not. Yeah.
Might be internet changed, whether you change it from Wi-Fi to this mobile hotspot or something like that.
Sir, there is a Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah. But right now, if I'm going to, so can I share my screen?
You can.
No, sir. Actually, I think I'm not.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Just a second. Yeah. Yes. Sir, this is my virtual call.
Okay. Check the IP
Yeah.
address. What is the IP address of this machine? You just shared only one screen. Okay. Just try to share the whole screen. I can see now. You just shared only Oracle VirtualBox Manager.
Just a second.
Okay. Simply select share and screen option select and you can share it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the IP address in the machine? 192.168.1.7 it is showing.
7. Yeah.
And just go back to your particular local machine and open MSTSC. Type the same IP address. Not 107, just 7, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can connect. Click OK and check the IP address again. Is it 107 or 7? I want to see the IP address.
Sir,
192.168.1.7.
here as I'm getting media disconnected, what is that mean?
That's fine. Okay, you will get like that only. That's not an issue.
Okay,
Tunnel
so
adapter.
IP is same, sir.
IP is same, 192.168. So what you can do is just go to this remote machine settings, this PC properties, and check remote settings. Okay, just select this as well. Allow remote connections. Allow connections. Apply and okay. Now go to the Oracle VirtualBox Manager once and check the network settings once. Okay, so advanced. Hello, all right, and select the Wi-Fi one. Wi-Fi, the first name. Wi-Fi, right? Yeah. If generally it was selected with Wi-Fi or it was selected with another name.
No, sir. So on Wi-Fi.
Okay, done. Select the same Wi-Fi, the first one. If it's not working, we'll check the other one as well. Okay. Click OK. Now try once. Just try it. If it's not working, just restart the machine and try it again. Generally, it will work. And go to the VM once. Go
Here.
to the VM. No, don't close it. Just go to the virtual machine. I'm asking to go to the virtual machine.
Yes.
Okay. So you can see the computer button is connected to the internet, right? 11th generation. Okay. Do one thing. Restart the VM. No, you cannot do like that. Okay, it's not the proper way. You can go to the machine and you can do the restart of the machine. No, go to the VM first. VM.
Yes, sir.
Yes, here power button, Windows button. Yes. Okay, and then power button restart. This is the proper way of restarting or shutdowning the machine.
I
If you
had
directly
means
power off the
I
machine.
already do that, sir.
Okay, let's see. Okay. If you directly close or power off, then the machine might corrupt. generally it won't support Windows 11 Home, but I'm not sure last time how it was supported.
Yes, sir. I was doing, and I have a installation of means I have done installation of a MS SQL Server via
Okay,
RDP.
okay. Same, right? And there is no change. Okay, now connect to this again. If not working, after this class, try connecting, restart your laptop and try connecting like that, okay? And it's not at all
Yes.
even allowing, right? Mm. Again, go to this PC properties and uncheck the allow connections. Remote settings, uncheck allow connections, apply, okay. Close it and open it, MSTSC, and again click on connect. It's not working. Recently, any updates are applied on your local laptop?
Yes, sir. I
Uh,
think I have.
that's causing the issue then. Okay, generally don't support. Might be in the last update it was supported. Okay, again might be you updated your laptop OS and all. So in the latest fix, it might disable this RDP feature. Okay,
Okay.
so now you don't have choice. Okay, you see, in case if you like, if RDP is not working, you can do one more thing, that is installing guest editions. Please mute it, guys. If you're not talking, please mute it. Okay, so you can close that message boxes, Shailendra. You can close that message boxes on the top. You can see, right, message. Yeah, close it, and you can see the view button. No, input button. Input. Yeah, keyboard, mouse. What you can do? Go to view. Go to devices. Sorry, go to devices. The next tab. Device here. Last option is there, right? Insert guest edition CD image. If you select that one, click on it. Click on it. So and go to the folder now. Go to this PC in the machine. So guest editions will be installed. I mean, like attached here in the D drive. You have to install guest editions. Then you will get a complete full screen. If RDP is not working, this is the only way. Okay, so that you will get the complete full screen, and you can copy the files from local laptop to the virtual machine. If RDP is not working, guys.
Okay, sir. So I thought, means I'm thinking right now, so I have to restart my local laptop
No. I guess some
and
updates are applied. 90% I told you that generally Windows 11 won't support, but might be in the last update it was supported. In the latest fix, it was deleted. That feature and all was disabled. Okay.
I think, sir, we are enabling from virtual machine like here,
See,
here.
there is no problem with the virtual machine. There is a problem with the
Yes,
OS, laptop OS.
the remote, sir,
Hmm.
the remote connection is here. So
Hmm.
we can operate it, whether it is Windows 10, 7, 11 or something.
No, not like this. See, it's completely different. Okay, so it doesn't mean that if you have a feature means that you can utilize that feature. Okay, so it's not like that. So you should be in a position to utilize. Your laptop should support, first of all. Yes, it is allowing us to connect to the server remotely, but if your laptop is not supporting remote connections, how can you enable, how can you connect to the server remotely? Your laptop is stopping you to connect to the server remotely. The server is having feature, but your laptop is not supporting to connect to the server remotely. Okay,
Okay, sir.
not all. That's why we have different editions and all. Not all editions will support all features, right? The
Yes,
same
yes,
will
sir.
applied for Windows OS also, desktop OS also, right? Pro will have
Okay,
separate
sir.
set of features. Home will have separate set of features. So you cannot say like I'm using this home or pro, so it should support everything. No, it won't work. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't. Okay, so that's fine.
Okay, sir.
Try with the guest editions, it will work. Okay,
Okay, sir. Fine.
yeah, fine. So let me check what is the time, guys. We have 2 minutes time. Any questions? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, done. Guys, 2 minutes. We'll start the session 2 minutes. Right. Okay. అయిపోయింది. Okay. Fine. So what happened to my server? It's disconnected. Let me check, guys. So in case if the server is disconnected suddenly and if it is not reconnecting, then you can simply right click on this, and if you are getting any warning symbol on this computer, right click on it, okay, and troubleshoot. Okay, you can see troubleshoot problems. Just click on that, automatically it will try to fix the issue, guys. Okay, so it is going to reset the Ethernet adapter. Okay, so you can close this. Right, let me connect to the server again. I hope the server IP address is same. Yes, it's same. 1 2 3, right? Okay, and yes, fine, guys. So we are discussing about server roles, right? So security admin, right? So the question, the assignment questions are, a security admin can delete the sysadmin login or not. A security admin can reset the password of sysadmin login or not. Those are the two assignment questions and one more process admin assignment question. Three assignment questions. Okay, you have to tell me by evening. Okay, right. So let me go to the server roles, server object security. Yeah, go to security, guys, and you can see the server roles, and the next server role is server admin. So what server admin will have, what kind of permissions it will have, let's discuss. Generally don't have much permissions, guys, one or two, I guess. Server admin, right? And if you execute it, we can see shutdown. Okay, main permission is shutdown, guys. A member of server admin can shut down the SQL server. If you are a member of, okay, server admin, you can shut down the SQL server. So I hope you know how to shut down the SQL server. Again, no need to explain. Right click, you can stop the SQL server, or there is a query, guys, okay, called shutdown. So using this you can shut down the SQL server. as I am the administrator, okay, I can shut down, I can run this. But if I run this same query in the Ramesh session, this is Ramesh session, Ramesh doesn't have permissions, okay, to shut down the SQL server. User doesn't have permissions to perform this action. Okay, but if I run the same query here, okay, this is my administrator session, right? If I execute this, the server will be shut down, guys. See here, server shut down by request from login. Who is shut downing the server? Administrator. SQL server is terminating this process. Okay, so like this, the server is shut down now, and again you cannot start the SQL server by writing the query start button. There is no start command. Okay, so to start the server again, you have to right click and you have to start it, guys. Generally, it's still taking time to update the status. Once it was completed shutdown, then you can see start button. Okay, then you can start the server. If you refresh it now, it will throw you the error, guys. Why? Because when refresh will work, if you click on refresh, again one query will run on this server, SQL server, but the server is, as of now, the server is in stopped state. So how can it refresh the server? So you will get the error now. So once the SQL server is down, then we'll restart the SQL server again. But generally this is how a server admin will behave, guys. A member of server admin can shut down the SQL server. So very powerful permission. So better giving this role to any other person. So please cross check whether okay, he is okay to, like, what kind of permissions, what kind of duties he is going to do in the organization. Okay, based on that you can give these permissions. But again, no one will ask you this server admin and all. But in case if anyone is asking, just make sure you have an idea. Okay, that shutdown, the server admin can shut down the SQL server, guys. Okay, so it's taking time to refresh. Let me open services.msc. From there also we can start the SQL server. Yeah, see here, now you got the error, right? It won't refresh, guys. Why? Because the server is in stopped state. You can see here network related server. Okay, so what you can do, you can see here the SQL server is stopped. Okay, so now go to the services.msc. Just go to services. This is like a database engine service, right? You can click on start button. In this way you can start the SQL server. Now if you refresh, okay, server will be refreshed now. Right, now you can see here, just refresh immediately. Fine. And this is the agent. Let me start the agent as well. Start, and you will get yes button. Just click yes, guys. Right, this is what a server admin will do. What is the next role, guys? Server admin, then setup admin. Setup admin will help you to create the linked servers, guys. Okay, setup admin will help you to create the linked servers, guys. Sessions will be somewhat boring, the security sessions and all. Okay, but it's very important, guys. You cannot skip security. Okay, so setup admin, what setup admin will do? Setup admin will help you to create the linked servers. Linked server means it's a kind of a small connection between two different RDBMS softwares. Means you can link an Oracle server to SQL server. You can transfer the data from Oracle to SQL, SQL to Oracle, MySQL to SQL server, SQL server to MySQL. Like that, you can create linked servers. Okay, between the two database softwares, guys. Okay, that is the use of the linked server. Okay, where I can see the linked servers, in the server objects you can see the linked servers. Okay, you can see here, right click new linked server. You have to give the source and the destination, whether the other source is a SQL server or other source is other database. Like this is one source, this is a SQL server. Now you want to link two database softwares. Okay, so this is one SQL server, the source is SQL server, the destination can be any of the softwares. Okay, either it can be an Oracle or it can be some other database softwares and all. You can choose any of the database softwares and you can create a link, guys, link between those two servers, so that the Oracle and SQL server can transfer the data between the servers, guys. This is how generally will create the linked servers. This is the uses of the linked servers. If you are a member of setup admin, what you can do, you can simply create a linked servers. Of course, you can add member to setup admin. Other than that, you can add a linked server, you can configure the linked server, and you can drop the linked servers also. So if you're a member of this particular setup admin, you can do all these things. Okay, so there is no demo for that, guys. No need to. Okay, discussed about this server admin, so we don't use it, and that's the maximum we'll use it, guys. Sysadmin, you know, right? The permissions of sysadmin. Sysadmin can do anything. So if you see the permissions, you can see total 121 permissions are there for sysadmin. Means sysadmin can do everything, guys. Sysadmin, there is no roadblock for him. So if you are a member of sysadmin role, simply you can shut down the SQL server, you can start it, you can, what you can do is like this one, you can create the database, you can delete the database, you can create logins, you can delete logins, you can reset the passwords of the logins, you can create linked servers, you can take the backups, you can restore the databases, you can do the bulk and set operations, whatever we discussed it till now. Okay, you can add any member to bulk admin, you can add any member to DB creator, you can add any member to disk admin, like you can add any login to that particular roles and all, guys. Other roles, to all other roles you can add, and these are the permissions, complete set of permissions. Okay, sysadmin can do. So generally sysadmin permissions will give, not, we don't give to everyone, guys. Depends upon the requirements, he will raise the ticket. If anyone raises the ticket, make sure the ticket is having proper approval, and in that approval he has to mention that he needs sysadmin permissions. Approval means not every approval. Approval means in the ticket it should be clearly says this guy needs sysadmin permissions or elevated access. Elevated access means sysadmin also. So in case if you found that information in the approval email, then you can create that login. If login is not there, you can create the login. You can simply add him into the sysadmin role, and you know, right, how to assign the sysadmin role to any login. Double click on the login, go to server roles and select sysadmin. In this way you can provide sysadmin access, guys. Okay, guys, sometimes you can see like this. So now tell me, is it a good practice or bad practice? Sometimes if you go to the server, if you go to any login, sometimes very rarely, okay, you can see like this. That means might be you don't have complete idea about security, or maybe any member other than DBA team gave the access and all. Okay, generally what is the like what we can say, how it is going to be useful, guys? Do we need to select all roles with sysadmin? Is it correct?
No, particular one we have to select it.
So is this correct or is this correct? Is this valid one or is this a valid one? Tell me, guys.
If you have sysadmin, that is enough. That will cover all the other roles.
Correct. So if I have sysadmin role, no need to cover all other roles. No need to select the roles. Why? Because sysadmin can do everything, right? Why again I have to select other roles? Anything is not good. Okay. So if you give here, it will allow you. So you can be a member of bulk admin. You can be a member of server admin. You can be a member of sysadmin. It won't throw any errors and all. But which is not a correct practice, guys. Why? Because you are a sysadmin. Why again you should be a member of other roles? Sysadmin can do everything, right? Right. So either it should be like this, without other roles it should be like this, only sysadmin, or without sysadmin he can be a member of all other roles also. Okay. So sometimes I can see one sysadmin role will be there, one server admin role will be selected, which is wrong, completely wrong. It will allow you, but you cannot give like that. Why? Because you are a member of sysadmin. Why again I have to select other roles? If I select like this also, it's wrong. Why? Because you are a sysadmin. Why again you need setup admin? Setup admin is a part of sysadmin, right? All the permissions of setup admin you can cover in the sysadmin. So that's how it is going to work, guys. This is all about your server roles. Any questions, any doubts? Simply you will get a task like this. Hey, can you please add me into the server role, or sysadmin, or can you please give me the sysadmin permissions? Then you have to make sure whether he has the proper approvals or not. Once he has the proper approvals, if login is there, you will simply double click on the login. If login is not there, what you will do, guys? We'll create the new login. We'll create the new login and we are going to give access to him. Okay, if someone comes to, hey, can you please give me the sysadmin login, sysadmin permission, sorry. So what you have to say, you have to check, okay, whether he is having login or not, and whether he is having proper approvals or not. If you don't have login, create a Windows login for him. And before creating Windows login, I told you, right, we don't create individual logins and all. And same guys, say in case if I want to give access to the developers, the whole developers group, you can see, right, double click on the developers group. You want to make them as a DB creators. Go to server roles, you can click DB creator. So all the members of this developers group can be a DB creators now. All the members of this developers group can become a DB creators now. If you want to make them as sysadmin, you can simply select sysadmin, guys. Now all the developers become sysadmins. Generally, we don't give like that. We don't give sysadmin access to developers. 90% is. So, but in case if you want, I told you, right, we don't encourage individual logins and all. So in the organization, you will have group logins. So in case if anyone is asking the permissions, I need this permission, that permission and all, what you have to do is ask him whether he is a member of which role, which group. Okay, if he told us any group name and all, you can simply give access to the whole group. Okay, and if he is not member of any group or his login is not present inside the SQL server, you have to ask him. Okay, first ask him to go to the Windows team. They will create a Windows group login for him. Then once the Windows group login is created, then we'll create a Windows login in the SQL server, guys. Okay, so this is how it will work. Security. Any questions, any doubts?
No.
Okay. Fine. So now the biggest challenge is, okay, if you are a member of any role, you will get all the permissions. Whatever permissions are there for that role, you will get all the permissions. You cannot avoid the other permissions. Okay, if you select DB creator, okay, so if you like it or if you don't like it, you will get all other permissions. If you want only DB creator permission, but with this DB creator permission and you are getting multiple permissions, which is not good, right? Where is the security in that case? Okay, so generally if you want only create database permission, I can give you create database permission or 1 or 2 permissions you want. Okay, so what I can do, instead of using this fixed server roles, I told you that the challenge is, if you like it, if you don't like it, you will get all these permissions. There might be a chances that you might misuse the permission also. Okay, knowingly or unknowingly. Knowingly you don't do it, but unknowingly you might do it. You might misuse the role and all. So for that, what we can do is, generally we don't give or we don't add any member to this roles other than sysadmin. Sysadmin will add it. Sometimes people will ask sysadmin, if you have proper approvals, we'll add it. But other roles we don't use it, guys. Generally we don't use it. Why? Because this is the problem. Okay, so he or the whole group will get set of permissions if we added them into the particular role. So for that, to avoid this, we have a customized server roles, guys. What is this customized server roles? You can customize the roles. These are fixed server roles, right? What is meant by fixed server roles? The permissions are fixed. You cannot add a new permission. You cannot delete the existing permissions. No, I don't like this create database permission. I'll delete this create database permission from this role. You cannot do that. That is a fixed server role. Okay, or I'll add extra permissions to this role. No, you cannot do that. To avoid this, we have a customized server role. Opposite to the fixed server role is called customized server role. You can create a role with your own permissions, whatever permissions you want. See, for example, I want some permissions from DB creator, 1 or 2 permissions. I want some permissions from process admin. I want some permissions from server admin. I want some permissions from some other admin. You can group all together and you can create your own permission set, guys. That group is called customized server role. Okay, if you are a member of DB creator, you will get all these permissions, guys. But I don't want all these permissions. I want only create database permission. I want a kill permission. I want a linked setup permission. These 3 permissions should be grouped together. That is called customized server role. Why? Because I can give you individually. I have to give 3 permissions again for you. Okay, who will give 3 permissions? So I just mix all those permissions. I'm just giving example. Okay, I'll mix all these permissions. I'll create a separate role called customized server role. So if any member or any group is a member of this customized server role, whatever permissions are there for that customized server role, the member or the group of members can enjoy those permissions, guys. Is it clear? Customize server role means you can customize the server role with your own set of permissions. That's it. So how to create customized server role? Customized server role is possible only from SQL Server 2012 and later versions. 2012 and later versions. You cannot find this customized server role option in the SQL Server 2008 R2 8 and 2005 2000. You don't see this feature in the older versions, guys. From 2012 onwards, the customized server role will support. And how to create a customized server role? Very simple. Go to the server roles, right click on the server role, new server role. Okay, give the server role name, whatever server role you want, you can give it some custom app role. Just giving one name roughly. I'm just giving a rough name. Owner, of course, any object owner should be SA only. So what permissions you want to group together? You can select, okay, servers. You can see here lot of permissions are there. You can see. So here you can see three options: grant, with grant, and deny. Okay, and you can see here all permissions you can see. Okay, if we go down, you can see connect to SQL Server, create any database. See here, create any database. I can give grant or with grant. What is with grant? What is deny, guys? Can anyone tell me? Sorry, grant, with grant, deny. Grant means giving the permissions, guys. Grant means simply giving the permissions. I'm giving permission to you. I'm granting permission to you. That is grant. With grant means just now we discussed about the server roles, right? If you are a member of DB creator, you can add another member into the DB creator role, right? Right? Any role. If you are a member of that particular role, you can add a particular member into the any login to that particular role. Okay, so that is also the same like with grant. If I give you select permission to you, okay, if I gave you grant select, you only can enjoy grant select to something Ramesh. Grant select to Ramesh means Ramesh only can enjoy this select permission. You are granting what permission you are granting? Select permission. To whom I am granting? To Ramesh. That's fine. Ramesh only can enjoy select permission. With grant select permission to Ramesh. What is the meaning of with grant?
Ramesh can give
We
this
can give the grant permission to the other one.
Correct. Ramesh can enjoy select permission. Ramesh can give same select permission to other login. Same. Why? Because if you are having 10 rupees, you can give same 10 rupees to others. You cannot give 20 rupees, right? So Ramesh is having select permission with grant. Means Ramesh can enjoy select permission. Ramesh can give same select permission to others also. That is called with grant. Deny. Deny means what? You know the meaning of deny. Denying the things. Deny means I strongly decided to not give any permission to Ramesh. For example, if you see here in this window, just a minute, you can see three columns. One is grant. So for every permission, you can grant it. That means that guy can use that permission. Okay, if you go here, if you see here, create any database, you can grant it. Means Ramesh can create any database, right? If you give with grant create any database permission to Ramesh can create any database and Ramesh can give same permission to others also. If you give deny permission, okay, if you give deny permission, what will happen? See, you can select both, or with grant is enough. Okay, you can select both at a time. But if you select deny, these two are unchecking. Okay, what it means? Deny create any database means what?
He is not getting permission to create database.
Correct. Ramesh cannot create databases, right? But my question is, if I don't give permissions to Ramesh, Ramesh cannot create database, right? Why again I have to select deny permission to him? See, if you have permissions, then only you can create the database. But I don't give any permissions to you. Now in this case also, you cannot create any database, right? Agree?
Okay.
No. Then why I have to give? Here also he cannot create any database. Why I have to give deny now?
When you give this access customized role for a group, and in that
But
few
forget
members,
about group. Forget about group. No, no, just forget about the group as of now. I'm just explaining deny, just denying permission. Yeah, if I don't give any access, imagine this is not group, imagine this is Ramesh. Okay, Ramesh, if I gave access, he can create any database. If I give with grant access, generally we don't give with grant to Ramesh, generally we give grant only. If I give with grant access to Ramesh, okay, Ramesh can create any database, Ramesh can give that create any database to others. But I don't want to, okay, Ramesh cannot access the database. Now I can simply uncheck the permissions, right? He cannot access the data. Sorry, he cannot create the database. Why I have to give deny database permission, deny permission for him?
No need to give.
Sorry,
No need to give.
not getting you. Right. Okay. So I'll tell you the answer, guys. Say for example, by mistake, okay, someone gave permissions to Ramesh. By mistake, someone gave permissions to Ramesh. By mistake, knowingly or unknowingly, someone gave permissions to Ramesh that create any database grant. But if you give deny, okay, if you give deny, even though if anyone is giving permissions to this particular permission, create any database to Ramesh, until deny is there, even though he has permission to create the database, deny will block him. Got the point, guys? Means by mistake, if anyone gave create any database permission to Ramesh, generally Ramesh can create the database. But I strongly decided Ramesh cannot create any database, or strongly decided Ramesh cannot shut down my SQL server. Now, who can shut down the SQL server generally? Tell me, guys. Who can
sysadmin.
shut? Sysadmin can be very good. Sysadmin can do everything. So sysadmin can. Other than sysadmin,
server admin.
very good. Server admin can do. Very good. Super. Server admin can also shut down the SQL server. Now tell me, Ramesh is a member of server admin. Unknowingly someone added Ramesh to the server admin. So if Ramesh is added to the server admin, Ramesh can shut down the SQL server, right?
Yes.
Right. So I strongly decided Ramesh cannot shut down my SQL server. So what I did is I gave deny permissions to Ramesh. Now tell me, Ramesh can shut down the SQL server, or as per the deny, he cannot shut down the SQL server or not? I hope you got my question.
Yes, sir. Not shut
No,
down.
he cannot shut down.
Correct. Okay, he cannot shut down the SQL server. Why? Because deny is stopping him. Even though Ramesh is having permissions, but deny is going to block him. Hey, wait. There is a deny on you. You cannot shut down the SQL server even though you have shut down permissions. Okay. So guys, deny is the most powerful permission after sysadmin, guys. Now tell me the same question. Ramesh is a member of sysadmin. Deny is there on him. Now Ramesh can shut down the SQL server or not? Ramesh is a sysadmin. But deny shutdown permission is denied for Ramesh. Now Ramesh can shut down the SQL server or not?
Not.
No.
Yes, you can.
Not shut down, sir.
He cannot shut down.
Can.
How many of you, yes, he can shut down? No, he cannot shut down, guys. I want to see the answers. Okay. Just type your answers in the chat. Only 9 answers I got. 10. 11. 13 answers I got. Okay, fine. Okay, so let me check. 9, 10, right? Okay, done. So Chandrakant says yes, he can shut down the SQL server. Shailendra no, Chinasubbanna no, Subbarao no, Manasa no, Amrish no, Sairam yes, Sharwani yes, Muttu yes, Pasha yes, Shabana no, Bashir yes, and Morris yes. Okay, so the answer is if he is a member of sysadmin and if deny is applying on him, yes, he can shut down the SQL server. Why? Because just now I told you deny is the most privileged permission after sysadmin. After sysadmin, okay, means sysadmin is the top, guys. No one can control sysadmin, guys. Okay, after sysadmin, deny will work. Okay, so if you're a member of sysadmin and deny is there, sysadmin only will work. Sysadmin versus deny, sysadmin will win. Deny versus any other roles, deny will win. Okay, first privileged permission is sysadmin. The second highest permission is deny, guys. Okay, so if you are a member of server admin and deny is there on you, so as deny is the second highest privileged permission, deny will apply. So even though you are a member of server admin, you cannot shut down the SQL server because of deny. So now you got the point. In case if someone is coming back to you, hey, I have the permissions, but I cannot read the table. What it means? What it means? Means
There must be a
in
deny.
the
Must
backend
deny.
there might be a deny. Okay, so this is how it will work, guys. First sysadmin, after sysadmin, deny will be there. So sysadmin versus deny, sysadmin will win. Okay, any other role versus deny, deny only will win. Okay, any other role like server admin, setup admin, so same kind of concept. So now you are a member of security admin, so you can create the new logins. But what I did is create any login, I gave deny permission to you. He is come back to us, hey, I am member of security admin, but still I am unable to create a new login. Means someone denied creating new login or deleting the new login, deleting the logins. So that's why you are not able to create or delete the logins and all. That might be a reason, guys. Okay, so yes, that is all about your grant with grant and deny, guys. So now what we are discussing, custom server role, right? So whatever permissions you want, you can group all the permissions, you can group together. I want, okay, I want these permissions, create any database I want. Okay, anything you can group together, guys. Okay, so connect to SQL server I want. Next, connect to any database. Imagine if you want it, and create any database you want it. And like that, if you go down, create endpoint, create, select, shutdown. I don't want to give shutdown to my users, to the users of this role. Okay, and like this, view any database. Okay, I'm going to give access like this. So if you see here, I just group together multiple permissions, guys. I'm creating one role. This role is having multiple permissions. So the developers will have same kind of permissions, right? It's not like you will have different permissions, I will have different permissions. If you are a member of one team, all should have same kind of permissions, right? So now if anyone in the future, if anyone coming to us, hey, I need all the permissions of my colleague, then instead of checking everything what he's having and all, simply I can add him into this particular role. So whatever his colleague is having permissions, whenever you added him into this custom server role, you will also get all kind of permissions. No need to check what permissions are denied, what permissions are granted. Nothing, no need to check. Simply, if anyone is coming back to us, hey, I need the same permissions like my colleague, then you can see in case if any custom server role is there, you can add him. Or you can create a particular role and you can assign him, you can add him into that particular role, guys. This is how it will work. Just click OK. Adding members, you can either add from this member section, you can add members, or once you create the custom server role, you can see the same server role in the login section. Okay, how to add any member to the custom server role? Simple, go to Ramesh, go to same server role space, you can see custom server role here. Okay, earlier there is no custom role, we haven't created, right? Now we just created, right? You can see custom app role, you can select this role and you can click OK. So this role is having 6 or 7 permissions, like he can view any database, he can create any database, he can connect any database, and he cannot shut down the SQL server. 6 or 7 permissions are there if you are a member of this role. all the members of this role can get all the 7 permissions by default, guys. Okay, whenever you want, you can change the permissions of custom server role. Fixed server role, you cannot pause, it is not possible to change the permissions. But custom server role, you can add permissions, you can delete the permissions, you can deny the permissions, whatever you want, you can do it, guys. This is how it is going to work. Is it clear, everyone? Custom server role. Clear, guys?
Yes.
If it is clear, then what we are going to do, we'll start discussing the database roles. Okay, so now we have 15 more minutes, right? So we'll discuss the database roles, then we'll end a session for today. Okay, and not for today, for this time, and in the evening again we'll connect, guys. Okay, so what we can do now, let's go to the database roles, where I can see the database roles. Security, minimize the security, go to database. In every database you can see one more folder called security, guys. This is server level security. Okay, if you see under server, this is server level security. If you go to any database, if you expand the database, you can see one more security, that is called database level security. All the users, database roles, everything you can see under database level security, guys. All the users and database roles, everything you can see under database role security. And if you expand this database level security, you can see users. Okay, these are the users, and you can see roles, these are the roles, and schemas and all. This is different thing. Okay, roles, if you go to roles, database roles, if you expand database roles, see here, these are the default database roles. Okay, total 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, guys. Server roles are 8 plus 1 server roles. Database roles are 9 plus 1 database role. Why plus 1? That plus 1 is your public database role. We have public server role as well as we have public database role also. We have public server role, we have public database role also. Again, the same, how the public server role will behave, in the same way your database server role also, the public database role also will behave, guys. It doesn't have any permissions. Any user by default member of public database role, guys. You have to compare logins and server roles. Logins also server level objects, server roles also server level objects. You cannot say I will add user to the server role. No, you will add login to the server role. Okay, you have to add user to the database role, guys. Don't confuse here, names are same. Ramesh means the Ramesh login name is Ramesh, Ramesh username is also Ramesh. Okay, so Ramesh logins we have to add it in the server roles. Database level users will add it in the database roles, guys. Okay, so we have 9 plus 1 database roles. Let's check what and all permissions. Okay, it is having, all the roles are having. So we'll go by one. So like a server role, let me drag it. And what DB access admin is having, what kind of permissions it is having. DB access not a known fixed server role. Why? No. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. This is server role command. Okay, you cannot give this command. sp underscore db fixed role permission. The command will be changed. sp underscore db fixed role permission. This is the command, guys. Okay, and just 1 minute, it was hanged. Server roles you have to use sp srv role permission command. Database roles you have to use sp db fixed role permission. Sp db fixed role permission. Okay, now I want to see what and all db fixed db access admin is having. This is having 3 permissions. This database role, we are discussing database roles, guys. Server roles is done, completed. We are discussing database roles. So this db access admin is having 3 permissions. What are those 3 permissions? I'm sorry. What are those 3 permissions, guys? So access admin can drop the users from the database, grant db access, it can give db access, and it can revoke db access. Granting means giving permissions, guys. Revoking means taking back the permissions. Okay, revoke means taking back the permissions. If I gave you sysadmin, I can grant sysadmin, but I don't want you to have sysadmin. I can revoke sysadmin permissions from you, so that you cannot be a member of sysadmin role. Okay, in the same way, revoke means taking back the permissions. So logins, we can add it into the server roles. Database level roles means we can add users to the database roles. Okay, you can add users to the database roles. So we have various database roles, guys. Hardly will use three main database roles. One is data reader, sorry, data reader, data writer, DB owner, guys. Only these three roles will use. Hardly will use only three roles, not more than that. Okay, right. So DB access admin, like this, it will do all these things. Let's go with the backup operator. What a backup operator will do? If you are a member, you means the user. If the user is a member of DB backup operator, of course, by the name itself, you can guess what it can do. It can take the backup of the database. It can take the log backup. We have different types of backups, guys. This week we are going to cover backups and restores. So might be tomorrow we'll touch the backups and restores, or today evening onwards. Okay, backup database, backup log, checkpoint. Checkpoint, I told you, right? Checkpoint. Last time we discussed, whenever it's a kind of a save point, control S. So a member of this database role can run checkpoint also. What is the query to run the checkpoint, guys? Generally we have two types of checkpoints. One is automatic checkpoint, second one is manual checkpoint. Automatic will run for every 60 seconds. I told you in the last class during the architecture. Manual checkpoint, whenever you want, you can run it. What is the query to run the checkpoint? Just checkpoint. What a checkpoint will do, guys? What checkpoint will do? It will write the data from log file to data file. Okay, every 60 seconds generally checkpoint will run automatically. So every 60 seconds the committed data will be copied to the data file, guys. Okay, right. So if you are a member of this particular what is that, backup operator, the user can take the backup of the database, backup of the log, and checkpoint. Guys, listen carefully. Database roles are limited to the database, guys. Okay, so for example, let me show you one example. Let me add Ramesh to the database role. Okay, it's not like Ramesh can become is a member of one server role, and can he a member of database role also? Yes, server role is separate, database role is separate. Server role means on the server level what he can do. Database role means on the database level what he can do. How you are going to restrict him? Okay, fine. So Ramesh can become a member of server, particular server admin, not server admin. What is that? Server roles. I'm sorry. So Ramesh can be a part of server roles, and Ramesh can be a part of database roles also. So now let me go to Ramesh first. This is Ramesh session, right? Where is Ramesh? Yes. Let me try taking a database backup. We'll see Ramesh can take the backup or not. Nothing to worry. It's very simple. Backup query is very simple. But again, I'll explain in the backup class. Backup, what you want to take the backup database, guys. 1 minute, just 1 minute. Right. Okay, just a minute. Yes, Chinasubana. I just muted. Okay, fine. Okay, so how to take the backup? Backup database name, what database backup you want to take. Okay, I want to take something like Amazon. I have different databases, right? To disk is equal to, again nothing to worry, backup class I'm going to explain everything how to take the backups and all. So I'm giving a backup file name Amazon underscore. We have different types of backups, full backups, differential backups, full backup. Okay, that's fine. Backup extension is .bak. So this is the query, guys. Let me run whether Ramesh can take the backup or not, whether Ramesh is having permissions to take the backup or not, we'll see. Okay, if I execute this query, what it is saying, Ramesh is not able to access the database Amazon under the current security context. Okay, under the current security context, you can see here. Ramesh, first of all, he is not a member of Amazon. Ramesh, if you go to Amazon security in the Amazon users, Ramesh doesn't have access on Amazon database, first of all. How can he take the backup? Right? How can he take the backup? He cannot take the backup of Amazon database, right? If you want to take the backup, either it should be a sysadmin in the server level. Okay, sysadmin can do everything, right? Either he should be a sysadmin in the server level, or he can be a member of backup operator. If he is a sysadmin, he can take the backup of all the databases. If he is a backup operator, he can take the backup of only Amazon database, guys. Okay, we don't give backup operator to anyone. Why? Because generally DBS only will take the backups. So DBS generally sysadmins, guys. But just to understand, I'm explaining. So now let me give permissions to Ramesh on Amazon database. Okay, how can I do that? Security. Double click on Ramesh and server roles. As of now we discussed about the server roles. If you want, you can still unselect this server role also. If you want, you can unselect it. It's not mandatory that you have to unselect all the server roles. It can be there, no issues. Okay, and user mapping, go to user mapping. Now give access to Ramesh on Amazon database. How to give access to any login on any database? Go to user mapping page and select the database. Now Ramesh user is going to be created in the Amazon database and default schema is DBA only. Now what you want to do? I want to give backup operator to Ramesh. Okay, let me do one thing. I'm going to create a user for Ramesh as of now. Okay, I don't give any backup operator. Let's see whether Ramesh is going to is able to take the backup or not. Okay, so let me execute again. What it is saying, backup database permission denied. Okay, for Ramesh in Amazon database. What we can do now, simply again go to this particular login, Ramesh login, double click on it and go to the user mapping. Who can take the backups, guys? Either sysadmin or a member of backup operator, right? Sysadmin means he can take the backup across the whole server. Backup operator means he can take the backup of only that particular database. So let me add him into the backup operator. I'm adding Ramesh user now. I'm adding Ramesh user to the database role. Okay, let me click OK. Now earlier he is unable to run this query, right? If you select it, see here, he is able to take the backup. Backup database successfully processed. Now let's try with another database. Guys, can Ramesh take the backup of Paytm? We have one more database called Paytm. Tell me, guys, if I select,
No.
if I am able to run this query, what output I'll get?
No, he cannot.
So Ramesh is a part of Amazon database. He is having access on Amazon database. He is a member of Amazon database backup operator. So Ramesh can take backup of Amazon database only. Ramesh cannot take backup of other databases, and you can see permission denied for him on Paytm database. Okay. If he wants to take the backup of Paytm also, what I have to do? I have to simply give access to Ramesh on Paytm database, and again I have to go to user mapping. This time I have to choose Paytm database for Ramesh. Yes, he is already member of Paytm database, but he don't have backup operator, right? He is not part of backup operator. Simply select backup operator and click OK. Now earlier he is unable to do, right? Now this time again he can able to take the backup. This is how the database roles will work, guys. Database roles are limited to the databases. It's not like once you're a member of backup operator, you can do anything in other databases also. No, you are limited to that. If you're a member of Amazon database backup operator, you are limited to that Amazon database only. If you are a member of any database role, your permissions will be applicable only to that database boundary. It cannot touch other database. It cannot do anything on the other databases and all. Is it clear, guys? Database roles. Any issues, any doubts? Okay, fine. So silence means no. Okay, next database role is the access admin, right? Okay, access admin we discussed, and backup operator, data reader, guys. Data reader, writer, these are very useful roles, and very simple. You can easily understand this data reader. Data reader means you can read the data, guys. That's it. Data reader means you can read the data. Okay, read means how what is the query, guys, to read the data generally? Select query, right? So if you see here, if you execute it, see here, select permission on any object. So now Ramesh is a member of Amazon database. Okay, can he read the tables from Paytm database, guys? Can Ramesh read the tables from Paytm database?
No.
No. Why? Because Ramesh is limited to, if he's having Paytm access, if he's having access on Paytm, yes, he can do that. But okay, you should have again specific access on Paytm, or you should have the specific access on Amazon database. In which database you have access, you can read the tables from that database only. Let me check whether we have any tables or not. Yes, employee table is there. And what are the, let me open this number of records, select top 1000 rows. I guess 10 records are there. Okay, let me close it. So not Ramesh, this was opened by administrator, guys, don't confuse. Please mute it. Fine. So now what I'm going to do, I'll try to read, okay, I'll try to run select query for Ramesh in the Ramesh session. Okay, where is the Ramesh session? This is Ramesh session, right? You can see here Ramesh session. Okay, so use Amazon database. Okay, my table is there in the Amazon, right? Please be muted. Okay, done. Okay, use Amazon, or you can change the database here also. Use Amazon, you can simply select here. As we just changed it, we don't need it. Select star from employee. Employee only, right? Table name. Which database it is? Amazon tables. Okay, this is Paytm, right? Employee, employee. Okay, done. So if I'm executing now, see here what it is saying. The select permission was denied on the object employee. Which database? Amazon database. Okay, that means Ramesh doesn't have permissions to read the tables. Okay, so now, okay, so earlier we discussed the server level access. Now we are discussing the database level access, guys. Okay, so now if he wants to access this table, what I have to do, guys? Can anyone help me? Ramesh wants to access this table. How to give permissions to him? Double click on Ramesh.
DB reader.
Okay, double click on Ramesh. Next.
User
mapping.
Okay, user mapping. Just a minute. It was disconnected. User mapping. Next. Next.
give access to DB data reader.
On which database? Amazon. Okay, select Amazon. Why? Because it's very important, guys. If you select other data, see here on Amazon, Ramesh is having this access, this permissions. If you choose another database, the access will be gone. Okay, so you should be very careful on which database you want to give access. Select that database. Now I want to give DB data reader, right? Select this data reader. That's it. Now, if you run it, you can read the table now. See here. Guys, if you are a member of data reader, you can read all the tables of the database, but you cannot touch other database, guys. Got the point? In this Amazon database, if I have 1000 tables, if you are a member of a data reader in the Amazon database, you can read all the tables. No, sir, I don't want like that. I want to read a specific table. You can give access on a specific table. Means server level, database level, even table level also you can give access. You can control the users. Got the point, guys?
How to give permission table level, sir?
I'll show you. Okay, nothing to worry. Why? Because I'm spending 10 hours time on security. So don't you think I don't show you that option? I'll show you that option. Okay. How to give permissions on a specific table, I'll show you. Okay, so is this clear as of now?
Yes.
Adding a person into the database level. So the database role, this is how we'll add any person into the database role. Okay, right. So in this way it will work, guys. So the next role is data writer. After data reader, we have data writer. Okay, database roles, data writer. So you can guess what a data writer will do. What it will do, guys? What permission?
Insert, update, delete.
Very good. Very good. That's it. Okay. What and all write operations. Insert is a write operation. Update is a write operation. Delete is a write operation. Okay. If you see here, if you are a member of data writer role, you can insert the data, you can update the data, you can delete the data on all the tables of that particular database. On all the tables of that particular database. Okay. How to add into the data writer role? Simply go to the login, double click on the login, user mapping, and okay, select the database on which database you want to give access. Data writer. Guys, can a login become a member of data reader and writer at a time? Can a user become a member of data reader and writer at a time?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is separate permission, this is separate permissions, right? So he can member of data reader and writer at a time. By using this writer, he can write the data. By using this reader, he can read the data. So he can be a member of multiple roles at a time. Okay. So now if you click OK, now Ramesh got data writer permission. Now Ramesh can write the data, update the data, insert the data, and delete the data also. This is how it will work, guys. Okay. So remaining database roles we'll discuss in the evening. So evening generally 90% I'll connect at 7 o'clock only, guys. But in case if anything is like goes wrong, okay, it might take some time, might be 15 to 30 minutes like that. It might take time. So but 90% if there is no update from my side means we are going to connect at 7 o'clock only. If anything is there, it might get delay up to 7:30. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's it, guys. So that's it from my side. Again, we'll connect in the evening and we'll discuss other things and all. Okay, right. We'll complete the other database roles, pending database roles in the evening, and we'll discuss. I'll show you how to give access on a single table and all. And there is a custom database roles also, like custom server role. We have a custom database role also. I'll show you how to create custom database role and all. And with that note, security will be completed, and we'll start discussing backups and all, guys. Okay. Fine. That's it for now. In the evening, we'll connect and we'll discuss, guys. Okay. Thank you all. Bye.